Hi guys, Annie Moritaro here. Thank you for stopping by, and I apologise, it's been quite some time since I've done a video. This is just kind of a follow-up of where I've been recently, and just to give a bit of an update on just letting you know that my videos will be starting back up again soon. I've tried to do a lovely setting for you all, mostly for my own frame and peace of mind really, because the past couple of months has been very intense for what I've been through, and I would like to talk about it as well, because I think it's really important to discuss as well in terms of let me have a think. Hi guys, it's Annie Moritaro here. Thank you so much for stopping by. I apologise that it's been a little while since I've released a video. I've been dealing with some intense issues recently, although I'm not looking at them as issues, more as a learning tool, which I'd love to be able to share with you all, because what I've learned has been phenomenal really, you know, in terms of language especially. Now, I will be releasing some videos of the tarot again, coming out soon, and but I would like to just discuss a little bit about the language that I've learned. How we communicate with each other is just, it's so vast that, you know, we rarely even realise how well we're communicating with each other without actually communicating in general. Now, what I mean by that is listening to yourself. And I don't mean just listening to your inner self when we think, okay, I'm making an impulsive decision. You know, that decision that we make where we think, right, this is what I want to do, without really necessarily thinking about it. I don't know if that happens with everyone, but we all do have it within us. I think it's called our intuition. But what I've also learned is the language that we speak as well, actually listening to the words that we use. And I don't mean that just by, you know, when we're listening to someone speak, because we can listen in so many ways, and listening is one of my favourite things to do. A lot of people will probably disagree with me on that one, and probably think that I don't tend to listen a lot, but we actually listen a lot more than we think that we do. And the more that I've listened recently, the more that I've learned and come to know that there's so little that we know about our own language. And when I say language, I don't mean talking about English or Urdu, you know, Mandarin. The use of language that we use every single day, the language of nature, basically. And, you know, the way that we communicate with our bodies, with our faces, with our eyes, with our hands, the way that we're communicating right now. I mean, I'm not even going to be looking, I don't even really know who it is that I'm really talking to out there, but I know that I'm communicating with someone, and right now, with me saying that, I'm actually communicating with the outside as well. So that's a really good example as to what I'm talking about. So what I mean by the language that we use, I was having a conversation the other day, which was really interesting, and I heard myself say words, and I started thinking about those words that I was using, and I thought, okay, I know I've just said these words, but where did they come from? You know, is this something that I've learned? You know, I know that we get taught how to speak a particular language, but are we familiar with the language that we're really using? I mean, I studied English for quite some time. I did a few different courses, and I understood the concept. You know, I could understand like how you know, you can debate different sides of stories, or just debating in general. You know, just opening the mind to the possibility of what could be, because, you know, English is so open to interpretation. It's about about creativity, and that's how we create with one another, is when we are discussing something between one another. You know, what fuels our imagination, our creativity, is by listening to what someone else has to say, and then we do it subconsciously. So a lot of the time when we're talking, you know, we're listening to what the other person's saying, but we're not really listening to what's actually being said, and that's what I found really interesting recently. And a lot of people would probably think that this was this is very it's very vast, and and I guess from my point of view, my perspective is, I guess I've learnt something new, and I would like to share that with everyone, and I guess that's what I'm doing now. And I will be doing my videos again. We're doing the tarot as well, because again, that's another really big key point about communication and about language that we use. I can hold up a card here. I can hold up this card, and this card can speak volumes to many different people out there, just as it does to me. And how someone would respond to the language on this card very much, explains the person's language of what they're speaking. So, I can look at this card and I will tend to say what I see. And usually it's more often the things that I'm more drawn to. And then it's not necessarily thinking about what it is that I'm saying, I'm just letting it flow. But then one reflection, when I stop and think, what did I just say? I know I've just said words. I know words have just come out of my mouth, and I know that I'm talking to people. But what did I just say? And what I've learned is that you're actually saying so much that you're unaware of what it is that you're really truly saying. It's hidden knowledge. It's hidden information. Hidden language. It's really it's very special in its own way, and I think can be very much misinterpreted as well. It could also, I guess, to some people, I suppose, could be quite fearful as well, because it makes you think, oh, all this that I've learned so far, for me, I feel like I thought I knew what I knew, and it turns out there's just so much that you don't know, but you do. Does that make sense? So, to put it into context, to say, for example, if I was saying, I don't know, I feel like going to have a cup of coffee today. I'm going to have a drink of tea. Now, me, when I'm speaking, I'll tend to say several different things, and I think, which one is me? Which one is actually, I guess, you could say it's all me, but is it, because, if we're talking about our higher self, we are talking about our higher self here, is there just one higher self? Is there two? Is there three? We always talk about higher selves, which I think is quite positive, because, I prefer it to be like a higher self as opposed to the lower self, which we would usually seen as what's been in a 3D form. But talk about the higher self, when we talk, a lot of that information is coming from our higher selves, plural. And I say that just because I've been listening to myself a lot, and I think it's important that I don't think we tend to listen to ourselves. Well, I can't speak for everyone, but I think we don't have time these days, mostly, to ever sit and just be with ourselves and understand what it is that we're saying and what it is that we're doing. I know we tend to get so distracted these days. There's just so many distractions around, and I've had a lot of time to be by myself recently as well, and to try and kind of process all this information, and it's been extremely insightful. And this is kind of why I'm doing this video now, because I think, well, I'd love to be able to share the kind of information that I've learned. Now, I'm not going to go into depth about the kind of language that I've been speaking, and the kind of language that I've been learning, or the language that's within me that I've come to know, because I should imagine it's different for everyone, because everyone is all the same, but at the same time different. So I guess next time we kind of having a conversation, whether this is something you would want to try or not, I don't know, but when you're having a conversation with someone, maybe taking it back and just pausing for a minute and just understanding the words that are being used and looking into those words as well. Like, for example, you know, I could write the word language. I could write the word language. And then I look at this word and I think, okay, I learnt this word. I know how to spell this word. But when I look at this word, you know, I see many other words within the word. You know, it's not just the word language. You know, it's got the word age in there as well, which, you know, speaks volumes of language, because, you know, when we think of age and language, you know, they pretty much come together, don't they? You know, and it's interesting when you to just stop and look at an actual word and think, you know, is there actually more information within that word that I'm learning? I hope this makes sense and I'm not just blabbering on with myself. But it's been a very interesting journey for the past couple of months, I must say. And I'm hoping I'm going to come back with a lot more information that might make a bit more sense to everyone. But to be honest, I kind of just wanted to come back and say, sorry I've been away for so long, and thank you so much for watching my videos as well. And I will be releasing some tarot as well shortly. I just need to get back into the swing of things. I've been out of the loop for a little while, but it's been very interesting all the same. So I hope that was insightful, and I hope that you might have got something from that. But if you can please leave me some feedback, I'd be very much interested in what it is that you have to say. I apologise, there's a train track behind me there. But again, you know, sometimes, like, even as much as watching videos that we watch, you know, we watch the videos, we listen to the information because, let's say, you know, we're watching a video that's about comedy, and someone's making us laugh. How that comes across in a person can be very misleading as well. Now, the person doesn't realise that they're necessarily coming across that way, but actually the words that are being used, because they're being delivered in a manner, could actually be meaning something else, but because they're being delivered in a certain manner, they're coming across in a way that's having a reaction on you to make you think a certain way, when in fact, if you could look at what's being said a little bit differently, you might actually find hidden truth and hidden knowledge within what one is saying. I hope this hasn't been a bit too in-depth, but please leave me any feedback in any comments, or get in touch with me as well if you've had similar experiences to me, because I'd be very much interested in speaking to someone who might understand what it is that I'm going on about. So yeah, so thank you so much for stopping by. I'll release some June videos shortly, and I'll see you all soon. So take care. Thank you. Goodbye.